Hi, Lucas. I just got home. It doesn't look like you're here. Did you go out somewhere?
Oh, I'm out having pizza with my mom. This restaurant's the bomb. This is some of the best dilly darn doggin' pizza I ever had.
Hang on, what? You went out to eat, just the two of you?
Duh, you're working? What were we supposed to do, just sit around twiddling our thumbs till you got off? Would have been too late if we sat around waiting at home for you.
I get that, but still.
Oh, hey, hang on a sec. I think my mom's mad at you.
What? Why? Did I do something wrong?
You crashed into another car while you were out driving last week, didn't you? The repair cost came to almost $1,000. I just told her all about it. She almost spat her wine out all over the table. She flipped out and called you a careless moron.
I didn't crash into anyone. The guy crashed into me because he was on his phone while driving.
No way! I bet you weren't paying attention. I can't risk letting you drive the car again after this. You're dangerous.
I'm sorry.
You always were, scatterbrain. I lost count of how many cups and plates you smashed. It's like breaking stuff is a hobby of yours.
I really don't think I break as much stuff as you're saying I do.
I always tell my mom about your careless episodes. Every time, without fail, she lets out the biggest sigh and says, "Wow, she did it again." She told me earlier she wishes I married a woman who didn't have two left feet. Why you gotta be so clumsy, babe?
I'd really appreciate it if you didn't go bad-mouthing me to your mom. Every time we meet, she preaches at me about something or other. You need to pay more attention to this, or you need to stop doing that. It's so tiresome.
So? Little instruction never did anyone any harm. In fact, I think it could be just what you need. Instead of complaining, you should see it as an opportunity to focus on your energies, on learning something new. My mom's been around a lot longer than you, and she knows a thing or two about the world.
But I can tell she hates me and thinks I'm a failure as a wife. I don't think you constantly filling her head with unflattering stories about me is helping matters.
Yeah, but she's not wrong. You are a failure of a wife.
Wow. Forget it. I'm done with this conversation. When will you be getting home from your meal?
Mom will probably start getting tired soon, and so I should be back by 10 p.m. You better make damn sure that I have a bathtub full of hot water waiting for me when I get home. I want to take a nice, relaxing soak to take the edge off of the stress of being married to you.
Fine.
Hey, guess what? My mom says she's got a thing or two to teach you next time you guys see each other. Prepare for the lecture of a lifetime. She says she's gonna undo the mess your parents made and re-educate you. This should be good. I can't wait.
Wow, Lucas, can you not act like this is all a joke? Your mother's constant preaching is driving me crazy.
What's going on, Tamsin? Why are you so late home today? Usually back home before 7 p.m.
Sorry, I'll be back in 10.
Excuse me, 10 minutes? Quit dilly-dallying and get a move on, woman! Where's my dinner?
I said I'll be home soon. I bought you a spaghetti bolognese ready meal. I'll have it ready almost immediately after I get back.
How suspicious.
What is?
You never come home this late. Something's fishy going on here, and I don't like this one bit. You're up to something, aren't you? I know a rat when I smell one. Are you cheating on me?
No way!
Why are you home so late then? Explain.
Wow, Lucas, it's 10 minutes. Is there really any need for all this drama? If I was cheating on you, I'd be home a lot later than this. Anyway, it's your fault I'm home late today to begin with.
Huh? How so? What does that have to do with me?
You're the one who told me to go grab you a burger from the burger van by the station. There was a big queue, so I spent 10 minutes waiting in line. I went out of my way to go to the station after work instead of coming straight home because you wanted a burger.
I wanted a burger. Huh? Did I?
Yes, you did. The only reason I went is because you said you couldn't stop thinking about big, juicy hamburgers. Don't you think accusing me of cheating when I'm going out of my way to do something for you is a little horrible?
I'm trying to remember. Nope, I never said I wanted no burger. You're lying. I don't have the faintest recollection.
Yes, you did.
You shut your goddamn lying mouth. Do not blame me for your laziness. I bet you dawdled the entire way home doing dumb women shit like looking at handbags and shop windows.
Lucas, are you drunk? You've been drinking, haven't you? I can tell. I can always tell. You're always so forgetful when there's alcohol involved.
Yo, so what if I want to enjoy a freaking beer after work? That a crime? God, I'm not even drunk at all. I can handle my drink perfectly well.
I knew it.
There's nothing wrong with having a beer before dinner, you goddamn Puritan. I was bound to want something with you making me wait so long to eat.
I'm begging you, Lucas, please don't overdo it this time. Will you just leave it at one beer for me, please? You know how much damage that stuff has done to your body. Your doctor told you to stop altogether, remember? Are you sure it's really a good idea to be drinking again?
There's no problem as long as I ain't drank too much. What is it, you think I'm not capable of controlling my alcohol intake? Ugh, stop patronizing me already.
But are you really? Isn't the reason your scans came back showing liver damage precisely because you're not capable of controlling your intake?
God damn it, woman, button it already. Ugh, forget this crap. Hurry up and come home and make my dinner. I'll be checking your phone when you get back.
Why?
Well, I need to find out whether you've been cheating on me.
Jesus Christ, Lucas, will you stop this? I told you I'm not cheating on you.
Oh, I'm sure you're probably not, but I gotta check just in case. You can never let your guard down around a woman.
Tamsin, are you there? It's me, Cornelia, your husband's mother. Why aren't you answering the phone? Where are you right now? Sorry, Cornelia, I had my phone on silent. I'm out shopping. You're what? Do you seriously think this is the time to be out shopping? Your husband collapsed. Hurry and get your ass to the hospital. You need to get over here and listen to what the doctors have to say right this instant. Nope, I can't be bothered. You can't be bothered? Your husband's in the midst of a serious health emergency and you can't be bothered? Oh my God, you're pure evil. Do you have any idea how serious this is? Yep, let me guess. He collapsed and got taken to the hospital in an ambulance, right? We've been through this routine more times than I can count. If you know, then why the hell aren't you here by his side? Hurry up and get to the hospital. He got blind drunk again, didn't he? Maybe if he didn't ignore the doctor's repeated warnings to stop drinking, then he wouldn't keep collapsing and getting rushed to the hospital like this. Surely you can see he only has himself to blame. Wait, what? Drinking? Has he started drinking again? I thought he was clean. He'd been going to those Alcoholics Anonymous meetings and everything. I guess he didn't tell you. Come to think of it, why would he? He always did like to play the model son whenever you were around. He's got one of the worst mother complexes I've ever seen. It's actually gross. Don't you speak about my son that way. How dare you speak ill of him when he's laid up in a hospital bed? Even if he is drinking again, there's no justifying your behavior. I'll speak ill of him as I damn well like. Let's face it, with the way he acts, he makes it impossible to say anything nice about him. What the hell happened between you two? How can you be this cold towards him? He's your husband. I couldn't care less about what happens to him now. They say what goes around comes around. This is him getting his just desserts. Stop it! Anyone would think you'd be worried about your husband being rushed away in an ambulance, but no, far from it. You're actually insulting him while he's lying in a hospital bed, unable to defend himself? That poor thing. You're the most horrible wife there ever was. You know what, I've had it. This ends here. If you hate my son's guts that much, then get a damn divorce. If he wants a divorce, then I'll more than be happy to go along with it. Something tells me he's not going to be so forthcoming, though. What makes you think that? He probably can't wait to see the back of you if this is what you think of him. By the sound of it, your marriage has been dead in the water for some time now. He does nothing but badmouth you whenever we see each other. Ah, of course. How could I forget the hateful stories he tells you about me behind my back? There's just one problem. They're almost all lies. He's trying to turn everyone against me, so I end up isolated and alone. The moment I make even the slightest mistake, he's off blabbing about it in the most exaggerated way possible to anyone who will listen. What are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. Why on earth would he want to do that? Like I said, he's trying to isolate me. Gah, how tiresome. Will you let me know when you're ready to stop talking nonsense? I don't have the strength for this right now. It's almost like you're trying to say my Lucas is a bad person. Bingo! That's exactly what he is. You don't know his true colors because he always wears a mask around you, so you think he's Mr. Perfect. But in truth, with me, he's the most domineering, tyrannical control freak you could possibly imagine. He does nothing but complain about the state of the house despite never lifting a finger to help out with the housework. When he drinks, he's a million times worse. He shouts at me, throws things at me, he even hits me. Oh, and I kept this quiet until now, but he's also unemployed. What? Lies! My Lucas works as a top executive at a major global company. Or at least that's what he told me. Of course he did. That's a lie, too. He quit that company last year. Now, instead of working for himself, he takes my entire salary every time I get paid. Which means I can't even afford to eat properly these days. Lies, nonsense, madness! My boy Lucas would never treat anyone so inhumanely. Least of all his own wife. I don't believe you for a second. Fine, if you're intent on burying your head in the sand, I'll just have to show you the proof. Proof? Are you free to meet me now? If you are, come over to our house ASAP. It's time you learned the truth about your son.
Mom, can you believe this? Visiting hours just ended. But Tamsin was nowhere near to be seen. My wife! My very own wife doesn't even want to visit me in the hospital. What the hell's going on with her lately? I mean, let's face it, we already knew she was an object of failure of a wife, but this just takes the biscuit. How does she even sleep at night? Will you tail her off for me, Mom?
Did you speak to the doctors yet, Lucas? Did they explain to you what's wrong with you and why you ended up in the hospital?
Nope, none of them know what's wrong with me. It's a mystery. If I had to guess, I'd say I probably got food poisoning from my stupid pea-brain moron of a wife's cooking. Her cooking's so bad, I think I'd rather eat my own vomit. You should taste the stuff she calls soup. That stuff will put anyone in the hospital. Damn, what did I do to deserve this? Imagine. Hospitalized by my own wife's cooking. It's actually comical when you think about how ridiculous it is. I must be the unluckiest guy in the world.
Lucas, you will apologize to Tamsin at once.
Huh? Why?
Stop blaming her for things that aren't her fault. You're in that hospital bed because you started drinking again, didn't you? You ignored the doctor's warnings and got so blackout drunk you could barely form a sentence.
What? What the heck are you talking about, Mom? All that stuff's behind me. I'm clean now. I haven't been near a bottle in years. Believe me, I take the doctor's warning very seriously.
Is that so? I tell you what, I'll go and talk to the doctor and find out for myself. Let's ask him directly and find out exactly why it is that you're lying in that hospital bed.
No, Mom, don't do it. He's been saving lives. The last thing he needs is you bugging him. Besides, he's only allowed to talk about his patients with their families.
I'm your mother, you idiot. Obviously, he'll tell me.
What the heck is with you, Mom? I already had a long chat with the doc about my situation. You shouldn't be bugging him anymore. He's a busy guy. Why won't you believe me? You seem different. What's going on?
Normally, I'd believe every word you said without so much as a hint of doubt. But I'm done blindly accepting whatever you tell me.
What's gotten into you all of a sudden? Is something happened? Is the stress of me being in the hospital making you go kooky? Now look, I get this can't be easy on you, but that's no excuse to be giving me a hard time.
Don't patronize me, Lucas. I met up with Tamsin. She's with me now, actually.
You're together. If you're with her, tell her to hurry up and visit me in the hospital. This is no way for her to be treating her husband.
I won't be telling her that.
Oh, why not?
I saw what you did, Lucas.
Saw what?
What were all those bruises on Tamsin's body? I've never seen anything like it. What have you been doing to this poor girl?
Huh?
That's not all. She showed me your bank statements, too. You've been spending money like it grows on trees despite not getting paid a salary for months and months. When did you stop working for Peeps Logistics? And why didn't you tell me that you were unemployed? Have you been lying to me about everything this whole time?
Oh, no. Well, I just... So it was like, No, I didn't lie to you, Mom.
You've been making Tamsin work like a dog to provide you with money to blow on frivolous junk and beer while lazing around at home, not lifting a finger this whole time, haven't you? Every time I saw you, you'd go on and on about how sick to death you were of her. You practically called her every name under the sun. But the truth is, you were in no position to be criticizing anyone, were you?
Mama, please, you have to hear me out. First of all, about those bruises on Tamsin's body, before you go off jumping to these crazy conclusions, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation as to how she got them. You see, she's always been real clumsy. She has this stupid habit of bumping into things around the house, you know, desks, doors, cupboards, drawers, that kind of thing. Surely, I don't need to tell you how careless she can be. Remember all those stories I told you about her doing dumb stuff?
She has bruises all over her body, Lucas, even on her back. You can't seriously be telling me she got these from bumping into a table. These aren't from bumping into things. I couldn't stop crying when she showed me what you'd done to her.
Chill out, Mom. It's fine. Dry your tears. There ain't nothing to cry about.
Tamsin wants out. And you're going to go along with the divorce without so much as a complaint. Do you hear me, boy? Do you understand what the implications would be if you refused to give her what she wants? You wouldn't have a leg to stand on if she took you to court over the domestic violence. You wouldn't even be able to afford the compensation because you don't have a job. You're going to do the right thing and accept the divorce before it comes to that.
Jeez, Mom, where the heck is this all coming from all of a sudden? I'm not divorcing Tamsin. She's my wife.
Yes, you are, Lucas. If you had any sense about you, you'd do exactly what your mom is telling you to do. I can't tell you how excited I am about getting away from you and never looking back. Thankfully, I was able to get out of the house without worrying about upsetting you and facing more of your beatings because you're in the hospital.
Tamsin, is that you?
Your mom's helping me to get my things together as we speak. Forget all that crap about court and compensation. I don't have the energy for it. Just sign the divorce papers and let's be done with it.
We ain't getting no heckin' divorce. Stop being so selfish, damn it.
My mind is made up and my will is firm. I'm leaving. I never want to see your face again for as long as I live.
What brought on this all of a sudden, babe? Did I do something to upset you? I thought it was weird when you didn't visit me in the hospital, but now this?
All of a sudden? Are you being serious? I wanted out for months now. This is my golden opportunity.
Golden opportunity? I collapsed and got rushed into the hospital in the ambulance, woman, and you're calling it a golden opportunity? You're sick.
I knew it was now or never, Lucas. There was no way I was about to let this chance go to waste. I have no intention of playing the doting wife by your deathbed. I wouldn't visit you if there was a gun to my head. I'm using this opportunity to get away from you while I still can.
What'd you just say? My deathbed?
You seem to be under the impression I haven't been to the hospital. But I was there earlier today.
You came? When?
While you were asleep this morning. The doctor explained your situation to me. He said your liver and pancreas are barely functioning anymore. I was shocked, but I can't say I was surprised. Let's face it, no one can carry on drinking as much as you do forever.
Right. I wanted to talk to you about this when you visited, but you never came. You know, about the future.
I have no intention of being a part of your life as your health deteriorates while you fight your self-inflicted illness. Nor do I have any obligation to look after you. I'm sick of being your doormat and punching bag, and it ends now.
Tamsin, no, please, wait. You're my wife, baby, we're married. It's times like this where we have to be there to support each other more than ever.
Wow, you're something else. You can't seriously say you thought I'd stand by your side after everything you did to me. The only reason I didn't do this months ago is because I felt trapped and afraid. You treated me like less than dirt on your shoe. You made me feel worthless. I wanted to kill myself, Lucas. What, you think I'm suddenly going to forget all about that and start playing the loyal wife just because you just found out you don't have much time left to live?
I never meant to hurt you, baby.
What? Even though you hit and abused me on a daily basis? How could you want to do anything other than hurt me? Not only that, but you went out of your way to spread vicious lies about me behind my back to practically everyone we know. In a way, I think the emotional abuse actually hurt worse than the beatings. What even was I to you? Some tool to take out your frustrations on?
No. I love you, baby. The only reason I told everyone all those things about you is because I wanted to keep you all to myself. I thought that if I could isolate you from your friends and family, I could make you so completely and utterly dependent on me that you'd never be able to leave me, and I could have you all to myself forever.
What?
It was just my own special way of showing my feelings for you. I did it because I love you, Tamsin.
You have some serious psychological issues. If you're going to come up with excuses, at least come up with some more convincing bullshit than that. You disgust me.
It's true what the doctor said. I might not have long left. But I at least want to spend what little time I have left on this earth with you, babe. Will you stay by my side until the end?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't stay by your side if you paid me $1 million. In fact, I won't be wasting another second of my life with you. If you're going to kick the bucket, I hope you feel nothing but crushing loneliness and regret over what you did to me in your final moments.
I'm so sorry I couldn't bring myself to be honest with you all this time. Truth is, I've always struggled to be honest when I've strong feelings for someone. I was mean to all my exes too. Kinda became like this bad habit I brought with me into adulthood. I'm not perfect, Tamsin, I know that. I'm sorry I was horrible to you. You never deserved any of it, babe. I'm sorry for how much I hurt you.
Oh, look, there goes the responsibility dodging again. This is one of the reasons I find you so disgusting. I might let you off the hook if you were a 5-year-old child, but listening to a fully grown man use communication problems as an excuse to try and justify a vicious campaign of physical and emotional abuse makes me shudder. If you want someone to be there for you when you kick the bucket, I suggest you ask your mom. I'll be forgetting all about you and getting started on building my new life.
How am I supposed to fight this illness without you here by my side? Where am I supposed to find the strength without my sugar dumpling cheering me from the sidelines?
I'm not your sugar dumpling anymore, Lucas. I haven't been for a long time. Judging from how panicked you are, I'm guessing you don't have long left at all. What are we talking? Weeks? Days? I guess at least that means you won't be a burden to your mom for very long. Let's face it, no one else wants to visit you, do they?
Tamsin, do you really mean it? Are you really gonna abandon me? Are you really gonna abandon me while I'm terminally ill?
You're welcome to hate me. But believe me, you couldn't possibly hate me more than I already hate you. How about you spend your final moments bad-mouthing me to your mom, just like the good old days? Maybe that'll help take your mind off things. I can't promise she'll listen quietly and blindly accept everything you tell her like she'd used to, though. If anything, you'll be the one keeping your mouth shut while she lectures you on what a good-for-nothing lowlife of a husband you were. With that, I moved out of the house me and Lucas had been staying in together and took a flight down to Arizona to stay with my sister. I probably didn't have to go so far, but I wanted to make it as hard as possible for my terminally ill ex-husband to track me down. Of Cornelia became a fixture by our son's bedside, determined to be there for him during the little time he had left. In spite of everything he'd done to me, I don't hold it against her. She's still his mom, and there's nothing stronger than a mother's love. But even the constant presence of his mom didn't help make up for his loneliness, because apparently he did nothing but cry out my name as he drifted in and out of consciousness. Needless to say, I didn't visit him even once. I also ignored all of his messages and eventually decided to block him when I realized he was never going to take the hint. I heard from his mom a year later that he finally passed away. Apparently he went quietly, asleep in his hospital bed, while his mom was out picking up supplies for him. In the end, he died alone. Not long after that, to my surprise, Cornelia sent me his life insurance payout. She said she knew it could never undo what had been done, but she told me to think of it as compensation for the hell he'd subjected me to for so long. I got the impression she felt a degree of responsibility for her son's actions and wanted to do whatever she could to make up for it. I always thought Cornelia had it in for me, but I realize now that was only because Lucas was doing his utmost to make us hate each other. I see her in a totally different light now. It turns out, she wasn't so bad after all. We're both ready to move on and put the past behind us. Now it's time for me and her to forget about each other and focus on living our own lives. Here's to the future.
Hey sis, long time no see. How have you been?
Hey Sarah, no kidding, it's been ages. I'm doing great, thanks. How about you? I haven't seen you since the wedding last year.
I'm doing well too. You haven't been home at all lately. Is everything all right? You busy?
Busy doesn't even begin to cover it. To tell you the truth, I'm swamped. I'm grateful to have a job, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little sleep deprived.
Oh, so it's work keeping you away. What was your job again? Interior coordinator?
That's right. You did well to remember that.
Don't give me too much credit. I only remember the name. I'd be stumped if you asked me to tell you what it is you actually do.
I can't hold that against you. To put it simply, I make the inside of houses look nice. I guess you could call me a room designer.
Ah, a designer? I see. You always were the coolest, big sister.
You really think so?
Absolutely. I always feel like you're at least 10 steps ahead of me. It's always super exciting to hear about what you've been up to every time we catch up.
I guess it's only natural when I was born 10 years earlier than you.
It's not just your age. How to put this? I feel like you achieve things that I could never even dream of.
That's not true at all, Sarah.
You became independent really early on, too. Most people move out of their parents' places when they go to college, but you left at 15 when you went to boarding school.
To be honest, I'd wanted to leave home ever since middle school. I was always a strong-willed little brat. Me and Mom were constantly locking horns. Home just wasn't a pleasant place for me to be.
I guess things with our family have always been a little complicated. Both of our parents were divorcees when they met. Then there's the fact of us having different dads.
Maybe so, but it doesn't bother me. Whether we have different dads or not, you'll always be my little sister. I just chalk it down to going through puberty and having my rebellious phase earlier than most. I don't think I did anything special.
Still, it takes a heck of a lot of bravery to leave home all on your own at that age. I would have never been ballsy enough to live away from Mom and Dad at 15. I mean, just look at me. I still live at home with them now. You saved all the money to put yourself through high school, college, and technical school by yourself, right? And all while paying for your own living costs.
I've always enjoyed working. My job back then was no different. On the flip side, my studies during high school took a major hit because I flunked so many classes to work overtime.
I guess it just goes to show that it's true when people say your grades in high school don't matter. You're living proof of it. You're probably way more successful than everyone who attended all the classes. You really are an inspiration, sis. I can't believe you married an architect, too. Your house is one of the coolest buildings I've ever seen.
You really think so? You know, you're always welcome to come over. We have a guest room, so you can even stay over if you like. Me and Arminius would love to have you.
Thanks, sis. I'd love to, but you live so far away, I'd have to book a flight.
That's true. Oh, my bad. You're scared of heights, right? Come to think of it, aren't our entire family except for me afraid of high places?
Yep. Planes terrify me. I don't think I could bring myself to get on one. Sorry.
They're not that bad, really. They fly at such altitudes that you lose all sense of height. You lose all conception of how high up you are after you take off.
Really? Still, I wouldn't be able to afford a ticket right now.
There are a bunch of discount airlines these days. Depending on the time of year, flying can be cheaper than driving.
Maybe so, but I really don't have any money. But there is something I've had my eye on for a while. It's a piece of beauty equipment, but it costs nearly $800.
You're still working, right?
Yeah. I found a job as soon as I got out of high school.
How much are you taking home every month, if you don't mind me asking?
About $1,200, I think.
Ah, I see. $800 for a piece of beauty equipment would definitely sting a little.
Right? Which brings me to my next question. You know how I think you're the best big sister in the whole wide world? Would you lend me some money, please? Pretty please, with a cherry on top.
$800?
Yes, please. Mom and Dad would lose their rag with me if I asked them. You're the only person I can rely on. Am I asking too much?
Okay, whatever. I guess it wouldn't hurt. But only $800, no more.
Yay! Thanks, sis. You really are the best. I love you.
I'm pleased to hear you're happy. But seriously, watch your spending after this, okay? You should really be trying to save some money away for a rainy day.
Sure, I'll bear that in mind. Thanks so much, Lila. I mean it. Lila, I'm so sorry to have to ask you this again. Can you lend me some more money this month?
Again? Seriously? What is it for this time?
There are, a few things I have to buy.
Can't you buy them with your own money?
My salary just doesn't cover it.
Don't you have any savings?
Not even a cent.
But you've been working full-time for over 2 years now. You really don't have a single cent? Where does all your money go?
I'm living from paycheck to paycheck. Things are really tight for me.
You're an adult now, Sarah. You need to start managing your finances properly. You'll be in big trouble one day if there's some kind of emergency and you don't have any money to keep yourself afloat. What if you fell ill all of a sudden and couldn't work anymore? You might think things are fine and dandy right now, but you never know what life's got in store for you. A wise man once said, "Save money, and money will save you."
I know that. Believe me, I'd love to start saving more than anything, but things are just too difficult right now.
Really? I see. Well, what do you need money for this time?
Why, hello there, Lila. It's been a while. It's me, your mother.
Huh? Mom? No kidding, it's been ages.
You must be sick and tired of Sarah by now. She seems to do nothing but waste money on useless junk these days. I know she's young, and I get it's normal to want to let loose and enjoy life at that age, but still.
I just lent her $800 last month. She tells me her salary's pretty low, but I was still surprised to hear she doesn't have any savings despite living at home. I mean, it's literally never easier to save money than when you live with your parents. I don't understand how she's not putting anything aside despite the fact her outgoings should be next to nothing. I wonder if maybe you should speak to her. Maybe you can knock some sense into her and make her reevaluate her spending habits.
Believe me, Lila, me and your father have tried talking to her countless times, but it just goes in one ear and out the other. We may as well be talking to a brick wall. We hardly ever had to tell you anything. You always seem to have your head firmly screwed on ever since you were young. How did she end up being so wasteful?
Right? I'm kind of worried about her future. You wouldn't happen to know if she's been going into debt, would you?
I don't think she's in debt right now. But it wouldn't surprise me if she did one day to maintain her exorbitant spending habits. It's one thing borrowing from your sister, and another borrowing from professional organizations who have a legal mandate to destroy your life if you don't pay them back. Borrowing from family is probably the lesser of two evils. I think you should help her out this time. What do you say?
It's not like I don't see your point, Mom, but still.
She said there's something she really wants to buy this month.
What's she so desperate to buy?
She said she wants to update her phone. Apparently the Peeps Phone 15 just came out. I wouldn't know the first thing about all this technology business, but she seems obsessed. That said, I'm clued in enough to know that phones cost an arm and a leg these days. She said she wants the Peeps Phone 15 Pro. Do you know how much it is?
Jesus, why does she have to go and pick the most expensive thing on the damn market? I'm pretty sure they're going for $999 right now.
I see. She said you can pay in monthly installments, but she insists on paying it all at once and getting it over and done with.
Right, those monthly payments have interest. They're essentially a form of debt. So it's not like I don't understand where she's coming from.
So what do you say, dear? Even if you don't lend her the full amount, do you think you could find it in your heart to toss a little of the green stuff your sister's way? What's family for if not being there for each other in times of need?
I guess it can't be helped. How much does she want?
She said $500 would be fine.
Got it.
Thanks. It's no wonder she loves her big sister so much. You're so kind, Lila.
Make no mistake, though, Mom, I have no intention of letting her ride the gravy train on my dime forever. Can you put Sarah on for me?
Thanks so much, sis. You're the best. I'm so grateful.
Sarah, I'll lend you money this one last time, but this is getting silly now. Please do something about your spending habits. I hope you didn't forget about the money you already owe me.
Of course I didn't, sis. You'll get every cent of it back as soon as I can afford it. Thanks again. I'm sorry to have to ask you this, but... Sis, can you lend me $50?
Excuse me? This again? This is 3 months in a row now.
I'm really sorry. I'm begging you, please.
How many times do I have to tell you? You need to get your spending under control. What do you need the money for this time?
Some things.
Some things? Not good enough. At least tell me what you'll be spending my money on.
There are a few things I need to buy.
So explain to me what those few things are. Go on, I'm listening. I'm not lending you a cent if you won't tell me what it's for.
I'm sorry, I can't tell you. But I'm gonna be in serious trouble if you don't lend it to me.
How? Why? What kind of trouble?
Please, all I'm asking for is $50 this month.
This isn't about the amount. I just want you to tell me what exactly you're so desperate to spend my money on.
Lila, I'm sorry.
It's not that I'm not willing to lend you the money, Sarah. I just need you to work with me and explain what's going on that you're in such dire straits all the time. You're going to be asking me for money every month for the rest of our lives at this rate. I have to be honest, the reasons you've been giving me so far, beauty equipment, a new phone, I don't think these are the kind of things you should be going into debt to buy. How about reevaluating your spending habits so you don't constantly have to pester me for money and end up stuck in a perpetual borrowing cycle?
This will be the last time, I swear.
Put yourself in my shoes, Sarah. How am I supposed to take your word on that? Seems more likely to me that you'll use this $50 to get yourself out of whatever pinch you're in this time before coming back for more next month. Tell me why you don't have enough money. You'll never get anywhere unless you fix the underlying problem.
I can't fix it on my own.
Then let me be there for you. I'll help you to the best of my ability. I just want you to tell me what's going on.
You'll help me? Really?
If you're going through hard times, then let's work together to fix whatever the problem is so you can come out of the other end without being in mountains of debt. I'm really proud of you for working so hard and making your own money. If we can just make some adjustments to your spending habits, you'll be unstoppable.
Do you mean it, Lila? Would you really help me? Even though you left home so long ago? I thought you didn't want to get wrapped up in family problems anymore.
Things are different when my little sister's in trouble. I care about you a lot more than you know. You were always the brighter, bubblier, more carefree sister. You have this warm, dynamic energy about you that I really admire. You're the most genuine person I know. How could I not love you to bits?
Listen, the reason I want you to lend me the money this time is because I can't afford my lunch this month.
You can't afford your lunch? You mean it's not for some new gadget or beauty product?
Nope. The truth is, things are so tight that I don't even have the luxury of wasting money.
But what about last month and the month before?
I lied about wanting the phone and the beauty equipment. I just told you what Mom told me to. She told me I had to borrow money from you, so I came up with what I thought sounded like believable reasons. It was Mom and Dad who needed the money all along.
Wait, what? Mom and Dad? What do you mean?
I've been handing my entire salary over to Mom ever since I changed jobs. Of course I have to cover my living costs, but on top of that, I have to cover theirs too. Not to mention the crazy amounts they spend on wine and beer. Then there's their daily outings to the casino.
Is this some kind of joke? I can't even begin to make sense of this. What the hell?
Mom and Dad have been unemployed for a long time now. They live on my salary without lifting a finger.
How could they, those shameless parasites?
I really wanted to go to college instead of finding work straight out of high school. But they banned me from applying and forced me to spend 3 hours a day job hunting. Then when I did find a job, they started confiscating my entire salary. They said it was for my own good because I don't know anything about budgeting. I don't even know what I'm living for anymore. It's like I stopped being a human being and turned into an ATM.
Oh my God, I can't believe what they're doing to you. Why didn't you tell me what was going on earlier? I could have helped you.
I didn't think you were interested in family stuff. I thought you hated us all.
I see. I guess I understand why you thought that, given everything I did, but I promise you that wasn't why I left. To tell you the truth, I always felt like the black sheep of the family. They always seemed to dote on you so much, but I barely got a look in. I had this unshakable feeling that I wasn't wanted at home, and that the sooner I left, the happier you'd all be. That's why I left at 15.
Maybe it looked like that to you, but believe me, I've never felt like Mom and Dad loved me. Surely you get that now you know what they're putting me through. I'm nothing more than their personal ATM.
I see. It looks like I made a huge misunderstanding. I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm so sorry I let you go through all this alone. But don't worry, I'm here to help you now.
What should I do, Lila? I feel so lost. Even if I left the house, it's not like I have any money to support myself or anywhere else to go. I feel like I'm stuck in a cycle of endless suffering at the hands of their insatiable greed. But at the same time, I don't have the courage to leave, so I just keep tolerating it. What am I even doing? Waiting for a miracle? My life is such a mess.
I understand how you feel. The reason I moved out when I did was because I was terrified of becoming like that. I figured that taking a leap of faith and making a go of my life on my own, even if it meant taking a huge risk, was preferable to letting them get their grubby mitts on any money I might end up making in future. You don't have to worry anymore. Everything's going to be okay. I'm going to get you out of there. You'll never be on your own, Sarah. I'll always be here to help you.
I want to be like you, Lila. I want to be strong enough to make it on my own like you do.
All right, sis. Sit tight and leave this to me.
Sarah, what's this note all about? You're leaving? Explain yourself at once, young lady. There's nothing to explain. It's just like it says on the note. I'm moving out. I can't take any more of your exploitation. Exploitation? Don't be ridiculous. What the devil are you talking about? You've always lived at home with me and your father. Do you seriously think you have what it takes to make it on your own in the big wide world? Don't make me laugh. You wouldn't know the first thing about finding a place to live, budgeting, paying bills. You'd be hopeless. You're not like Lila. Just because she made it doesn't mean you can.
She's helping me get away from you. I got on a plane and went straight to Nebraska. I'm staying with her in her apartment now.
Am I reading this properly? Oh my God, you fool. How could you be so arrogant, so selfish? What about your job?
I already handed in my resignation.
Goodness gracious me, what a waste. Surely you don't actually think there are any companies out there who'd hire a wet-behind-the-ears high school graduate like you? You're in for a rude awakening when you realize how cruel and unforgiving life away from your parents actually is.
Yeah, you can give it a rest now. I've heard it 1,000,000 times before. It's precisely because you always gave me your spiel about how dreadful the world is that I was never brave enough to take that leap of faith and fly the nest. You were intentionally trying to scare me into staying at home with you forever, weren't you? I know your game now. I'm done with you. I left home and I am never coming back.
You listen to me, and you listen to me good, young lady. You do not have what it takes to be like your big sister. She might be cocky, but at least she had the brains and ambition to back it up. You're nothing like her. You're as mediocre as a loaf of bread. You'll never make a success of yourself like Lila did, so you may as well just give up before you get hurt.
Talking about me, are you, Mom? You don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm nothing special.
Lila?
Yes. I'd been desperate to leave home for a long time by the time I finally managed to get into that boarding school at 15. I worked with every fiber of my being to prove that I had what it took to make it on my own in the world. Intense emotions change people. Just like the change Sarah's going through right now.
So you stole her from us, did you? Give her back now!
Sarah's a fully grown adult. She's more than capable of deciding how to live her own life. You won't be treating her like your personal ATM for a second longer. You and Dad will have to figure out a way to make it on your own 2 feet from now on.
Personal ATM? I don't have the faintest idea what you're talking about.
Don't play dumb with me. I know all about you and Dad stealing Sarah's entire salary ever since she landed that new job. You're not going to be able to leech off the fruits of her hard work anymore. Rather than wasting your time trying to bring her back in vain, you and Dad would be better off getting serious about trying to find jobs of your own.
You ungrateful little dipshit. You know full well me and your father won't be able to get by without Sarah. How could you steal her from us despite knowing how much we'll suffer?
I didn't steal anything. It's precisely because you treat her like some object to be tossed around instead of a human being that she never wants to see you again. All I did was respect her wishes and help her.
I take it this means you're prepared to take responsibility for her from now on? She knows nothing of the world outside this house. She'll never make it without the support of me and her father.
You seem to be forgetting that I myself have my fair share of experience of the world outside of that house. I have plenty of connections, and money is no issue. I'll be here for Sarah and give her whatever support she needs until she's able to make it on her own. I can even find her work. In any case, whatever happens will be a damn sight better than the life that awaited her at the hands of her parasitic parents.
Oh, this is rich. Look at you playing the model big sister all of a sudden. You seem to be forgetting that you abandoned her when she was 5 to escape your family responsibilities and live the easy life. Isn't it a little late to start playing the saint, you filthy hypocrite?
That's exactly why I'm willing to do whatever it takes to be there for her now. Everything I couldn't do for her growing up, I'll do for her 10 times over this time. Because this time, she needs me more than ever.
What's gotten into you? Did Did you have some kind of religious epiphany and decide you suddenly care about your sister? If you loved her that much, you never would have abandoned her in the first place. The only reason I was so rebellious growing up is because I thought you and Dad didn't love me. I thought Sarah was the only one you loved. But it turns out I was totally wrong. Because you didn't love either of us. You only saw us as tools to get what you wanted. Do not speak to your mother like that, you insolent little upstart. There will be hell to pay for this. My mother? Don't make me laugh. I haven't thought of you as my mom for years. Your reign of terror ends here. I'll see to it that you never upset Sarah again. Oh, is that so? Well, it just so happens that I don't think of you as my daughter anymore either. You became a stranger the moment you decided to abandon us all those years ago. Now, why does a stranger think she has the right to stick her nose into my family's business? Give Sarah back now. No chance. I'm going to give her all the help she needs. What's family for if not being there for each other in times of need? You said that, right? I'm going to take your advice and see to it that she has all the help she needs to get on in life. Free from the clutches of her conniving, money-grubbing parents. I let Sarah stay in the spare room of my apartment for a few months after that. Then, after making a few phone calls and calling in some favors, I got her a job as a receptionist at my friend's architecture company. After working hard to save up some money, which she was finally able to keep to herself, she had enough to move out of my apartment and became fully independent. Her new place was a shared house operated by one of my friends. That kind of setup's not for everyone, but Sarah's bright, outgoing personality made her a perfect fit for communal life. And she tells me she and her housemates get on like a house on fire. My sister developed an interest in interior design and furniture while living with me in my apartment. To my surprise, she says she wants to get a job in a related industry one day. As a veteran of the field, I'm always giving her advice. And I can tell from how passionate she gets when asking me questions that she has a bright future ahead of her. I don't know what happened to her mom and dad after that. I'm pretty certain that they must have struggled to get by, though. I've got my hands full right now with helping give Sarah the start in professional life that she needs. So I don't even have time to think about our parents. But even if I did, something tells me I wouldn't be rushing out to help them. What would you do if your parents did what ours did? Let us know.
Hey, Mom, are you doing okay?
I'm doing fine, honey. I'm just about to fly out of state for a little while.
You going away for another business trip? You went away to Illinois for work before, right?
Yeah, this month's been really hectic. We've been releasing a ton of new products lately. I have a bunch of store inspections to do, so I've been rushing around like a headless chicken to fit them all in.
Sounds like you're busy as ever. My mom's the coolest.
Well, we're not the biggest company, so it's not like there are tons of stores to get through, but there's a lot of planning and preparation that goes into each visit. Some people might think us CEOs have it easy, but I feel like I'm doing the work of 5 people. I'm so rushed off my feet, it's almost hard to believe. Wasn't it the same for you when you were working?
I'm really not sure. My old life is kind of crazy ever since I became a stay-at-home housewife.
Keeping on top of the housework and running things at home is just as important a job as any other, if not more so. As you know, housework's never been my strong suit. I'd be begging to be freed from my torment by day 2. The fact you've been doing this for over a year now is incredible, Katrina. I'm so proud of you.
I'm surprised to hear that. You strike me as the kind of person who can do absolutely anything.
Don't you remember what the kitchen looked like that time I got done cooking? When was it again? Back when you were in high school, I think. If my memory serves me right, someone got angry with me and told me never to go in the kitchen again.
Oh, now that you mention it, I remember now. The method you used to make that meal was certainly, how do I put this, innovative?
Right? I can't necessarily say I was proud of it, though. But didn't you find it really difficult to adapt to your new life as a housewife when you and Jessie first moved in together? Since I sucked at it so bad, I could never teach you all that stuff growing up.
Don't worry, I never struggled. I've always been better than you at housework. Maybe I get in Jessie's mom's way sometimes, but that's it.
How are things with his parents these days? Are you guys getting along like a house on fire like usual? I know they're great people, but even the best of us are tested when it comes to shared living arrangements like that.
Sure, things aren't bad. The whole living together is going well. Just normal, I think.
I see. I want you to know that you can always talk to me if there's ever anything troubling you, okay, Katrina? It's totally normal if you find it difficult at times. Most people would shudder at the thought of living with the in-laws. I think what you're doing is admirable. I know you missed out on all sorts of things and faced all sorts of challenges the other kids didn't have to face since I raised you on my own as a single mother. If there's anything I can do to help you now, I'm here.
Don't be silly, Mom. My childhood was great. I wouldn't have it any other way. I never wanted for anything after Dad died, and I'll always be grateful for everything you've done for me.
Thank you, Katrina. I feel like 10 years got added onto my life from just hearing you say that.
Come on, Mom. Surely that's an exaggeration.
Sorry to go off the subject. Anyway, I want you to know that if you ever need me for anything, I'm always just a phone call away.
Okay, thanks. Actually, now that you mention it, there was something I wanted to ask you. Or, how do I put this? A favor to ask. The thing is, Mom, I'm thinking about starting work from home as a freelancer.
Wow, really? That's great, sweetie.
So, I was wondering if you could maybe give me some work through your company to help me get started? Of course, I'm happy for you to go through all your preliminary checks and complete some trial work if you need me to. I don't want you to treat me any different than you would anyone else. And if it turns out you don't have any use for me, then of course you don't have to take me on.
It just so happens that I have the perfect thing for you. I've been thinking about putting some effort into expanding the company's reach on social media lately. Especially Peepbook. All the kids seem to be on there these days. You used to work in graphic design related to marketing, right? Do you think you could make us some images to promote the company on social media?
You bet I can. That's exactly what I did in my old job.
I'm pleased to hear it. Most of the staff at our company are bordering on being geriatric. So I thought it'd be nice for us to get some young blood on board. I think you could be just what we need. I have all sorts of ideas about new marketing strategies and product ranges. I can't promise the wages will put you on any private jets, but what do you say?
Absolutely, count me in.
Got it. I'll fill you in on the details later on. Can you send me a work use address?
Sure, will do. Thanks so much, Mom. You're the best.
It's nothing, really. If anything, I'd be a fool not to bring you into the fold. You know the company better than most. What brought all this on, though? How come you're suddenly so interested in working from home? If I remember rightly, Jesse's a traditionalist. He said he'll do anything in his power to avoid you having to work, so you can spend as much time as possible keeping things at home in order, right?
It's true, he is. But it's not working out in reality like he envisioned. And to be honest, we're not doing so great financially.
Really? Is everything okay? Did something happen?
Don't worry. We're not in any danger of becoming homeless next week or anything. It's just we've been in the red for a couple of months now. I figure if I can start bringing in some money on the side, it should even things out again.
Really? I mean it though, sweetie. If you ever need my help, I want you to tell me. Don't think you're being a nuisance. I want to be there for you. I'm more than capable of lending a helping hand, you know. Being a CEO has its benefits.
It's fine, really. Sure, you might have your own company, but you're the one who worked so hard to build it up. It's only right you should be the one to enjoy the riches that come with it. Besides, it's not really that serious. Maybe I made it sound worse than it actually is.
Okay, if you say so, honey. I'll always have your back though, Katrina. Never forget that.
Hey, Annie, it's been a while.
Well, if it isn't Jessie. No kidding, it's been ages. When was it that we all went for that meal together? 6 months ago? Anyway, how's my favorite son-in-law doing?
I'm doing great, thanks. Yeah, 6 months. Thanks for taking us out back then. Even now, I can still remember the flavor of those tender, juicy, succulent ribs. Delish! Oh, Mama, I'm getting hungry just thinking about them.
You're right, everything was amazing. That was the best steak I've ever had in my life. I thought the place looked good as soon as I read the reviews online, and they didn't disappoint. I'd love if we could all go together again soon, but I imagine you're probably all kinds of busy with work.
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, it's just that last time I invited Katrina out for a meal, she declined because she said you'd be home late. Is everything okay? I hope you're not overdoing it at work.
Oh, that. I actually picked up some part-time work on top of my main job.
Huh? You're working part-time on top of the full-time hours you do at your normal job?
This is kind of embarrassing to admit, but the management at my main company is a train wreck. You could say things have been running less than smoothly lately. I took a huge pay cut a couple months back and things show no sign of improving. To put it bluntly, the place is in tatters.
Wow, I see. I had no idea. So that's why Katrina's so intent on finding work.
Katrina said that?
Yes, she said things hadn't been going so well lately, so she wants to find some freelance work online to supplement the family finances. Of course I offered to help out, but she was adamant you guys would be fine on your own. Are you really gonna be okay?
Well, to tell you the truth, things don't look great. The situation's so bad at the company right now that I'm considering finding a new job.
Right, that makes sense. If it doesn't look like things are gonna improve there, it'd be wise to keep your options open.
So, on that topic, there's kind of something I've been wanting to ask you. You think you might be able to help us out a little? Just for a short while till we get back on our feet? I know Katrina said we were okay, but she's just too proud to admit we really ain't. Truth is, we're only just barely getting by.
Of course I'll help you.
Really? You sure you don't mind?
Of course. We look out for each other in times of need.
Thanks a bunch. I'm mega grateful. I'm really sorry to trouble you like this.
We're family, Jesse. You don't have anything to apologize for. I know you do the same for me in a heartbeat where the tables turned. I also know how hard you work to make sure my daughter never wants for anything. It's an honor and privilege to be able to contribute to that.
Thanks. There is one thing though. Would you mind not telling Katrina about this? I prefer if we can keep the whole thing between the two of us. If she finds out, I just know she'll feel bad and tell me to give it back to you. She hates the idea of inconveniencing you so much she'd rather live on the breadline than ask for help.
You're right. That's pretty much the impression I got when I offered to help before. The chances of her accepting it are slim. On the other hand, money is important, and I'm a big proponent of openness and honesty within a relationship, especially a marriage.
I understand that, but my pay cut has taken its toll on us both over the last couple months. I really don't want to worry her or stress her out more than she already is.
It's not that I don't understand how you feel, but...
Annie, please. I swear on my ancestors, I'll find another job at a good company with the shit together, and I'll never make your daughter worry ever again. I solemnly vow to provide her with everything she needs and wants forever. Please just cover us for these next 2 months.
All right, I understand. I want to be there for you both. If it's just 2 months, I'm more than happy to help out. Hopefully, that should give you enough time to find a new job. That said, if 2 months pass and you still haven't found anything, I want you to tell Katrina I helped you. Do we have a deal?
Hell yeah, we do. You're the best mother-in-law in the whole universe. My mom and dad, on the other hand, don't even get me started. They've been so useless. I can't rely on them at all.
Please go easy on them, Jesse. They've been wonderful to Katrina ever since you two met. I know this might seem like a strange time to tell you this, but look after my daughter. She asked if I could provide her with some work through my company recently, and she seemed really excited by the idea. I understand the main reason she asked me is because you guys have been struggling, but it seems like she might actually be interested in working again because she enjoys it.
I see. To tell you the truth, I've been thinking about the same thing myself. I was always so dead set on the idea of her becoming a stay-at-home housewife, but you're right. It can be a lot more difficult than it sounds, and not everyone wants to be stuck at home all the time.
I'm pleased to hear you say that. I can only give her part-time hours as things stand. But if she does say she wants to carry on working when you guys are out of this little pinch you currently find yourselves in, I want you to support her. Of course, I understand you want her to be a stay-at-home housewife.
That's fine, really. I'm willing to keep an open mind if that's what Katrina really wants to do. Besides, you're helping me out big time right now. I'm hardly in a position to go making demands, and I wouldn't want to in the first place. If Katrina's finding being a full-time stay-at-home housewife difficult, then I feel bad too. I never wanted to pressure her into doing anything she didn't want to do.
Thank you. All right, could you send me your bank details? You said 2 months, right? How much exactly do you need?
You think you might be able to send over $2,000 for now?
Okay, got it. I just sent the money. I'm looking forward to hearing how your job hunt's going in 2 months' time. Fingers crossed for it being good news.
Mom, are you there? Is now a good time?
Huh? Sure. What's up? Is this about work?
Yes, there was something work-related I wanted to talk to you about, actually. But I have something else unrelated to tell you.
I hope you're not overdoing it. You shouldn't be pushing yourself at a time like this. In fact, you really shouldn't be thinking about work at all on a day like today. I hope you're taking enough breaks, too. You can always tell me if everything's getting too much and you want to call it a day early. But actually, you know what? All talk of work is officially forbidden. All I want you to think about now is enjoying your time away to the fullest.
Huh? Why? At a time like this? A day like today? My time away? What are you talking about?
If you can't stop thinking about work stuff on a day like today, when can you? I just saw you all at the airport. I take it you're going away on a family holiday? I saw you all with your big suitcases. You must be heading off somewhere.
Oh, you saw. Don't worry, I'm not going with them.
Huh? You mean you're not all going on a family holiday? But Jesse and his parents were there. Huh? What on earth? Back at the house like always. What does that mean?
It means just that. This was what I wanted to talk to you about, actually. This whole thing with living with Jesse and his parents. It's not going well, Mom.
What? Are they bullying you?
Bullying? I never really thought of it that way, but I guess now that you mention it, maybe. Things between me and Jesse haven't been going so well. He took all the money I saved up back when I was single, saying, "It belongs to the whole family now." They've been treating me like their live-in maid this whole time.
They've been doing what?
Mom, I'm sorry. You were so happy for us at the wedding. But I married a monster.
You don't have to apologize, sweetie. You had no way of knowing. You must have been through so much, my poor girl. You need to get away from that family as soon as possible. I want you to come home immediately.
I'm so sorry, Mom.
What reason would you possibly have to apologize to me? That twisted husband of yours and his family are the only ones at fault here.
But you said you wanted me to be happy. You were so pleased for us when we got married that you cried tears of joy. I've never seen you so happy. All I ever wanted to do was to make you proud, Mom. But the man I fell for turned out to be a total jerk. Him and his family used my savings to fund holidays and meals at fancy restaurants. They treat me like their own personal maid. I have to do whatever they say and cater to their every whim. I'm so pathetic.
Stop this, Katrina. Stop it now. You haven't done anything wrong. Listen, sweetie, there's something you should know.
Something I should know?
The reason I didn't say anything to Jesse and his family when I saw them at the airport is because I thought it might make Jesse feel awkward.
Awkward? How do you mean?
I owe you an apology. The truth is, Jesse asked me for some money. He told me what a difficult spot you guys are in, and I gave him some.
He even came begging to you for money? That jerk! I can't believe this. As if stealing my money wasn't enough. He even went pestering you for cash behind my back? So that's where the money for the holiday came from. My savings are running low. So I was confused when they said they were going away on a lavish family holiday together. But this explains it. Just when I think he can't sink any lower. God, what a scumbag!
Katrina, just tell me one thing. Do you have time to do what you need to do now?
Yes, it's time for me to get away from this house once and for all.
Good. Come to my company's office as soon as you can. We have your future to discuss.
Annie, you there? This is urgent. Is Katrina with you?
She sure is. The divorce papers are left on the table, right? I do hope you'll hurry up and sign them without kicking up a fuss.
Did Katrina tell you anything?
Yes, everything.
Whatever she told you is not true, I swear. This is all a huge misunderstanding.
Which part? The part where you stole my daughter's savings and used them to eat out at fancy restaurants and go on family holidays that didn't include her? Or the part where you and your parents treated her like your own live-in slave? Mark my words, you will pay for the hell you put my daughter through, you sniveling coward.
No. You're being too hasty here. Let's not jump to conclusions, okay? Just because Katrina says those things doesn't make them true. What she told you is wrong, a lie. Well, maybe not strictly a lie, but she has it all wrong, I swear. There are two sides to every story.
Go on, I'm listening. Are you saying there was a perfectly legitimate reason for you to take advantage of bullying and abusing my daughter? This should be good.
I don't know anything about these restaurant trips and family holidays you mentioned, but the reason we had to use her savings was because we were struggling to get by. As for treating her like a slave, that just ain't true. You gotta believe me. Listen, my parents are old-fashioned, and they can be crazy strict sometimes, but that's all. Strict. They're not slave drivers. They hard on me too, you know. They were probably just hard on her when it came to keeping things in good shape around the house.
My poor daughter's hands were so worn out I could barely believe my eyes. Despite living in the age of modern cleaning technology like vacuum cleaners and washing machines, she told me she was forced to do everything by hand. There's being old-fashioned, and then there's being sadistic control freaks. It's patently obvious which category you three fall into. You have cleaning appliances, for crying out loud. But you still made her hand wash her clothes with a washboard. That's harassment, plain and simple.
A washboard? Sorry, I had no idea that was going on. My mom must have made her do that. That's how she used to do laundry when she was a little girl. I'll tell her it's not acceptable. And make sure she never does that again, I swear.
Don't bother. My daughter's never coming back.
But I love Katrina. She's my darling angel, my soulmate. I had no idea my parents were treating her like this when I wasn't around. I'd never let them get away with it if I knew. Do you really think I'd turn a blind eye to that kind of thing? She's my wife. I promise I'll never let this happen again. Please just let me speak to her. She's not answering my text or picking up the phone.
No chance. She wants nothing more to do with any of you. You're done. Finished. She wants a divorce. The mere thought of talking to you makes her feel nauseous, which is why all communications will go through me from now on. If there's anything you want to tell her, go ahead.
But I don't want a divorce. I don't consent. I'm not signing those papers. She's so special to me. She's the love of my life. I can't lose her. If she doesn't want to live with my parents anymore, we can move away and get our own place. Please, just give me one last chance to speak to her. I'm begging you.
But your parents weren't the only ones who bullied, abused, and manipulated her, were they? You were involved too.
I wasn't, I swear. You have to believe me. Besides, do you have any proof? You can't just go around making wild accusations like that.
Would you admit it if I did? Because it just so happens that I do, actually. She has all of the transaction history from the bank account you've been stealing money from ever since you got married. One thing you didn't take into account during your horrible campaign of abuse against my daughter is that she's very clever. She had the wisdom and forethought to hire a private investigator to collect evidence of what you were doing before her savings disappeared completely. She also recorded you all verbally abusing her every day.
She did what?
You underestimated my daughter, you twisted scumbag. What now? You got the balls to admit what a lowlife you are yet? Believe me, we have ample evidence and are willing to use it to bring you down if we have to.
Nah, you got this all wrong, I swear. Did you say she saw my transaction history? You should know the only reason I visited all those strip clubs was because I was on work-related business.
You're telling me you spent thousands of dollars across virtually every strip club in the city on work business? What kind of job do you do? The private investigator ascertained beyond any doubt that you were there for private reasons. You always went on your own, after all.
God, you wouldn't get it. Us guys, we need to release sometimes. That's just how we are. Well, she must have hired some cheap amateur, because that's wrong.
So that's your position, is it? Do you stand by that? Actually, forget it. I have no interest in dragging out this conversation any longer than it has to be. We have plenty of proof besides, so your protests are useless. It turns out you were also buying the stripper's presents. You're a generous guy, huh, Jesse? Oh yeah, and you used that money I gave you to keep you going until you found a new job to go on a lavish holiday with your family, didn't you?
It was my mom's birthday.
Even still, you left Katrina all on her own at the house while you guys went abroad to live at large on my money. Why was that again? Oh yeah, because it was her job as your wife to stay home and watch the house. You really are the most despicable human being I've ever had the misfortune of knowing. What the hell is wrong with you and your family? I feel like the average caveman probably had more progressive views on women than you.
The only reason we didn't take her on holiday with us is because we wanted to give her some alone time. Living with my parents was taking its toll on her, so we thought the holiday would be the perfect opportunity to give her some room to breathe.
Stop bullshitting me, boy! I'm sick of hearing your excuses. I used some of my work connections to get in touch with your boss. We just had a very interesting phone call. It turns out you never took a pay cut at all, and your company is doing better than ever. Go on, explain yourself. I'll wait.
Wait, what? You spoke to my boss?
Yes. One of my fellow CEO friends and him go way back. It's plain as day now, the only reason you came begging me for money was because you'd blown all of my daughter's hard-earned savings on frivolous treats for you and your deranged parents. Unfortunately for you, Katrina's done following your orders.
What did you say to my boss? Oh, you wouldn't have happened to, I don't know, say anything bad about me, would you?
You made my daughter's life a living hell over the last year, and the only thing you're worried about is yourself? Anyway, whether I say anything about what you did to your boss depends on your answer to my next question. Are you going to sign the divorce papers or not?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Does that mean you admit to what you did to my daughter?
Yes. I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart.
Talk is cheap. If you're really sorry, give my daughter back the $35,000 in savings you stole from her.
That's gonna be a little, you see, the thing is, I don't have any money. Giving Katrina her savings back is gonna be real difficult.
That's a shame. It looks like it's time me and your boss had another little chat.
Fine, I'll do it. She can have the damn $3,000 back, every last cent of it. Please just don't call my boss. I'm literally begging you here. I'd be on my knees at your feet if I was there in person. Please. I swear, I'll never go near Katrina again. Please forgive me.
You and your family caused my beloved daughter unimaginable pain and suffering, Jesse. She adored you once. Do you know that? She doted on you, and you betrayed her. I'll never forget what you did, for as long as I live. And don't get complacent. Just because I'm not calling your boss today doesn't mean I won't change my mind in the future. I'll never let you hurt her again. I think you know damn well what's going to happen if I find out you lied to me and try to contact her at any point after the divorce. I suggest you proceed very, very carefully from now on. After that, Katrina and Jesse's divorce was finalized without a hitch. Jesse broke down in tears when we met to discuss repayment of the stolen money, saying there was no way he could afford to pay it all back in one lump sum. We very kindly let him write us a written acknowledgement of his debt in the presence of our lawyer and pay it back in monthly installments. Jesse and his family started spending money like it grew on trees when they got their grubby mitts on my daughter's savings, and their spending habits quickly grew out of control. As a result of that, and the huge debt they owe my daughter, they couldn't keep up with the repayments on their credit cards and are now up to their ears in debt. Last I heard, all three of them are working day and night just to keep their heads above water. Things aren't looking great for them right about now. What can I say? What goes around comes around. My daughter has her suspicions that there were only two reasons he married her. Firstly, because he knew she had a hefty amount of savings in the bank. Secondly, because he knew I was the CEO of my own company. I guess we'll never know for sure, but judging by his behavior during the relationship, it's not that hard to believe. They really are the most despicable family I've ever met, which is why when they finally get done repaying the debt they owe my daughter, we're thinking of other ways we might be able to get our payback on them. I know they say an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted. My poor Katrina was pushed to her physical and mental limits by life with her ex-husband and in-laws. She says at one point she felt so trapped that even divorce didn't feel like an option. But her finally finding out about Jesse begging me for money was the straw that broke the camel's back. She hated the idea of causing me trouble so much that she decided she couldn't tolerate it anymore, and immediately resolved to get out of the house and away from her captors, no matter what it took. I wish she would have asked for my help. In a sense, her kindness worked against her. If she hadn't been so worried about inconveniencing me, she might have reached out, and we could have gotten her out of there a whole lot earlier. That said, I was blown away by her strength of resolve when she finally got serious and decided to put an end to things. I've never been prouder to call her my daughter. I made it clear that I want her to communicate with me more from now on. After all, what are moms for if not helping out their babies in times of need? One thing's for sure, nothing like this will ever happen again. As for me, this whole thing gave me a lot of pause for thought about my own behavior. It was wrong of me to keep a secret from her, and it ultimately made things worse. I promised Katrina to operate on a policy of complete honesty from here on out. She's always had a strong sense of independence, and the last thing I want to do is infringe on that by being overprotective. Which is why I want to support her from the shadows as she embarks on her new life, and instead of holding her hand, be her safety net, the last line of defense, there to help and support her when she needs me.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.